Hello everyone, and welcome back to Martin's Eating Chocolate podcast. Today's topic is going to talk about gene editing, a very recent invention of humanity. Now, without any further hesitation, I am going to ask some kids about what they think of gene editing.
What is a gene? Well, I think a gene is a type of DNA in your body. Your DNA is what makes you you. It gives you your personality and what you look like. Everyone has a different DNA. That's why everyone's different and unique. Some people have double-jointed bones and some people have very sensitive hearing. This all comes from your DNA. Now, if one day we were able to change our genes and DNA, I would probably make myself less shy and less scared of things because I'm scared of a lot of things, like I'm scared of heights and bees and insects and spiders, so I just want to change that. If I can change someone else's DNA, I would change my little brother's because he's very active and I like that. But sometimes it just gets annoying. For example, when we try to put his pajamas on, like getting him ready for bed, we show him the pajamas. We're like, here, put this on, get ready for bed. Then he just runs like 20,000 laps around the house because he thinks they're in for a game of tag. No, it is bedtime and it is time to go to sleep, not run laps around the house, not gym time, okay?
Hey, Julia.
What?
Do you know anything about gene?
Type of yoga?
It's a type of yogurt? Why do you think it is yogurt?
Because my teacher.
Your teacher said it?
Yes.
Okay. What is it used for?
It's used for holding.
Holding? You hold your yogurt? Not drinking?
Because my teacher said
Yoga! Yeah!
Hi, Sophia. Do you know anything about gene?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the similar places with you and your dad and your mom.
Oh, can you think any example of that?
So maybe like in Harry Potter,
Mm-hmm.
Harry, has the eyes of his mom and plays Quidditch really good like his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So those are genes because they're similar.
I think so.
Hi, Jonathan. Do you know about jeans?
You mean the pants jeans?
No, it's not for wearing.
Oh, okay. Is it some sort of genie?
Why genie? What is genie?
A genie is a mythical thing that is in the stories and that makes your wish come true.
Oh, but no, it's jeans. G-E-N-E-S. Have you heard of that?
I think, is it the kind that's in your body?
Yeah, it's in our body, but not only in our body.
Oh, you mean it's in all kinds of living things?
Yes, like animals, plants, fish, like insects. They all have their own genes.
Oh, so you mean even a banana has its own genes?
Exactly. Yeah, so what are genes used for? What do you think?
I think genes are used to make you who you are and what you are. So, basically, it could make you any living thing. And then, you could be a banana or you could be a human being. everybody looks different because we have different genes. So like maybe you have black hair and I have brown hair, and maybe your eyes are blue and my eyes are black.
Yeah, exactly. And do you think you can edit your own genes in the future?
You mean like those in the fairy tales and the books? Like one day you're a pig and then one day you turn into a frog?
It's kind of fairy book, but if you really have that kind of ability, what do you like exactly want to change?
Maybe I want to change the sugar. Maybe I'm gonna make sugar cane 100 times sweeter.
Wow. And then something else?
Maybe I could make myself and my mom never grow older.
Oh, wow, that's a good idea. Something else?
Or maybe I could make celery 100 times sweeter too, so celery is sweet.
Okay, that's good idea. And you can like eat more vegetables, right?
Yes.
Okay, good idea. Thank you, Jonathan.
Now, we will be talking more events about gene editing with our own expert, Zhao Wei! He has many years of experience in advanced biomedics and gene editing. Also, I'm just going to shamelessly plug his Twitter right here. His Twitter account is just Wei Zhao. Again, I don't want to wait any longer, so I'm going to start now.
Hello, everybody. So here is my relative Zhao Wei. Hello.
Hi.
And he's a master in gene editing. So today we're going to be talking about gene editing, and I'm going to ask him a few questions.
Sure. Glad to be here to talk with you.
I'm glad to be here, even though I'm here every time. You probably get old, but I'm very hot right now. Okay. So the first question is, how long do you think it will take for gene editing to arrive? So most people think gene editing is going to arrive in about 20 years. And then, or some 10, or some say, oh, gene editing is right now. Even though it's not true, it's not right now. But how long do you think gene editing will take to fully form and publicize, I guess?
I think for now, actually, the gene editing clinical trials has already started. It actually started in 2000, I believe 2008. And a company called CRISPR Therapeutics, they have tested their gene editing on humans. They actually cure a couple of sickle cell disease patients already. So they are looking forward to get this therapy approved later this year. So you can say the gene editing is actually happening right now, right here. We will very quickly will get access to it. But for the gene editing application to become more widely used, yeah, as you said, it probably take maybe 10 years or 20 years. Maybe by then, everyone will get a gene editing when they are born, or they may choose to do gene editing sometime in their life. Yeah, that's basically the current status. So do you want me to expand on that, or do you?
I'm sure the viewers will appreciate it and give me more subscribers.
Yeah, I think the first step for gene editing is to help those patients. There are many terrible genetic disease, and many patients suffering very serious conditions. Their life are in danger. So the first way for gene editing have to be to help those patients, to help them cured. I think beyond that, there are a lot of things gene editing can do. I think for your audience, I think one thing, there is a lot of things can be done. For example, you may want to change your eye color, maybe, right? Or maybe you want to grow taller. right? Maybe, or make your muscle stronger, or maybe you want to be a runner, so you can run longer range, something like that. But those things may happen further behind after we prove the gene editing therapy is safe for human, right? After that, we can try those applications. And another important application of gene editing is to cure other diseases, such as more common disease. I mean, such as heart attack, and one thing is really important. We are hoping the gene editing can do is to cure cancers. Right. Currently, we cannot cure cancers for most cases, but cancer is basically a genetic disease, which means if you can correct the gene causing the cancer, then in theory, we can cure the cancer once and for all. So I can imagine by the end of this century, the human may master the gene editing technology to cure most of the cancers. By then, we can live in a cancer-free world.
Yes. It will be very stressful until 2100. I hope I know that.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that. Okay. Moving on to the second question. Do you think that gene editing has the capacity to create some really horrible catastrophes and really horrible humans?
So when you say horrible humans, what do you mean? Do you mean the body is deformed or the mental health is not stable?
Yeah,
Or
like
what do you mean exactly by that?
like that. Yes.
Yes, yeah. In theory, you can do that, right? Because many mental diseases is indeed caused by the defect genes, and many disability and many disability people is indeed caused by the defects in their genomes. For example, they may have very weak muscle, they cannot stand up, something like that. So in theory, if you disabuse the gene editing technology, you can create deformed humans. But in reality, that's probably not allowed because, as you can imagine, that's a terrible crime, right? I think all the law enforcement and all the country probably will not allow this to happen, even though some crazy guy may try this. But I don't anticipate this become a common phenomenon. People probably should not do that. Right?
Probably should not. But what if it's accidentally? Then it's a big oh no.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, in theory, accidentally, if the experiment goes wrong, then accidentally you can do that kind of damage. But again, in reality, I think right now there is a very strict control, and there is a consensus in the scientific community. You should not disabuse the gene editing technology like that. So there is actually very strict protocols to make sure that kind of things will not happen. At least in US and Canada, I'm sure the regulation will make sure those things will not happen. There's a very strict standard and protocol for the FDA and those regulation bodies to make sure people will not do crazy things. But there's no guarantee, say, if terrorists or some crazy scientist in some other country will do this kind of things. So yeah, it depends
Yes.
on humans in the end.
The dark side of gene editing. Hopefully, we don't accidentally create Stulu or whatever.
Yeah, that would be terrible crime. I'm sure they will have penalties if they do that.
Yes, we have to make new laws based on this. And yeah, I think that's the first two questions done. If I counted correct, that was two questions. But the third question is, do you think if we keep advancing into gene editing, we will create a society without any diversity? Is that bad? Or
Yeah, that's a good question, I think. Yeah, when you mean diversity, I think it's a very broad concept. If you mean we eliminate the disease of that kind of diversity, that's actually a good thing, right? We do not want humans to have disease. But on the other hand, we all have our own personalities. We all have our own interests. So I don't think it's appropriate to make every human the same. That's definitely bad for our society, right? So I do not think we will use gene editing to that end. Right? We probably will help those patients to become disease-free, but we have no intention to erase the personalities from humanity, I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like that gene editing is gonna just mostly be for curing disease and creating stronger people, not for erasing the entirety of personalities. It would just create a bunch of armies made out of the same meat. I don't know. That would be
That's
horrendous.
probably not the intention.
That won't be
Thing to
good.
do. But there is one, maybe there is one inadvertent consequence of gene editing is that if we can correct all the disease, I'm afraid the human evolution may stop, because the evolution will depend on those mutations and so it depends on accident. If we do not like those genetic accident happening, then the human race may not evolve in the future. That's maybe one of the concerns we have.
Maybe we can evolve via gene editing. Do you think that will be a viable option?
Can you say that again?
Do you think we can maybe evolve via gene editing? And is that like a viable option?
I'm not sure if that's a viable path. So I think that's very hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I think the scientists are doing something interesting is to revive the extinct animals, right?
Yes. I don't think that's gene editing. I just think that's more like creating something, not editing the genes of humans. In my opinion, gene editing is just, just editing humans to make them better, like a little bit, and make me immunity to cancer. That's what I think, at least.
Yeah,
That'll
that's
be probably just making robots just like that, but it's organic.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think in the future generations, we may be able to design humans. We may be able to upgrade humans for some ability we never thought of before. Maybe say we may design an organ so that we can breathe under the water, maybe in the future. I mean, apparently not now, right? Now we have higher priority, other things to do, but in the future that may become a reality.
Probably not, because it will take a very long time just to, change the entire of humanity into just like.
That's probably for the next generation to think about, I guess.
We won't mutate anymore. We shouldn't, and gene editing just takes kind of long, and it's probably not the best to do that because some people want to have their freedoms. There's always one guy in Africa who's like, oh no, I don't want gene editing. I want, yeah. There's always that one person. No matter which topic it is, it's always that one person. Yeah, so I think, so now I think that's it. Thank you for logging on with us tonight.
No problem. It's my pleasure to talk with you.
So those are my 3 questions.
Yeah, you can think of more questions to ask me in the future if you want.
Very entertaining. I hope the subscribers love that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was great, Jiawei. We learned a lot about gene editing. And we also hope you come back to the channel in the future. Okay, now the video ends in 3, 2,